What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the results of the 2025 Royal Rumble. It happened last night, so we're gonna cover everything that happened today, and we're gonna go over like my predictions, and we're gonna get into like what the actual match results and stuff like that. I will say though first, I honestly think that the Rumble last night was actually a really good pay-per-view. I mean, there was a couple spots where, especially in like the women's Rumble, where you could tell that they messed up. Um, and but other than that, like if you were like watching it, then like watching it just to enjoy it, then you wouldn't have really caught the mistakes. But if you were like watching it but like not watching it, then uh you could have probably just or no. If you're watching it but not watching it, then you would have probably caught the mistakes. But if you're actually fully watching it just to watch it and enjoy it, then you probably wouldn't have caught the mistakes. Um, As for me though, like I was trying to watch it and I ended up getting busy like a few times during it, so I wasn't able to fully watch it. But whenever I look back at the screen, I could tell that there was a couple mistakes that might have happened. But other than that, like I said, the Rumble was a pretty good pay-per-view. I was really excited for it and really happy how it turned out. Um, and I was gonna try and stream it last night, but I couldn't. So it's all right. We'll probably catch the next one, next PLE, whether it be NXT or WWE. It doesn't matter which one it is. We'll try and we'll try and catch up with it. We'll try and stream it, have a good time, and go from there. All right. So with that being said, let's go ahead and hop into the results of the Rumble last night, and we will talk about, like I said, we'll talk about the predictions, and we will talk about the actual results. All right, so here we go. So first things first, we ended up kicking off the Rumble last night with the Women's Royal Rumble, um, which is pretty cool. So I was really excited about that. I wasn't, like I said, when I was making the predictions, I wasn't sure how it was going to happen. But nonetheless, it was pretty cool that they started with the women's match. So um, a few stars showed up, like I kind of predicted in a way that they would. So from NXT, we had Lash Legend, Jada Parker, Stephanie Vacure, and the NXT Women's Champion, Julia. From TNA, we had Jordan Grace. Um, from the Legends slash, whatever you want to call it, Trish Stratus. Number 30 ended up being Nikki Bella. And then I actually seen a post the other day before the Rumble review about Alexa Bliss. She said that she made a post. She was holding her daughter. She said, "If you need me, this is where I'll be for a while." But I was not expecting Alexa Bliss to come back at the Royal Rumble. So I was really, really happy about that. She stayed in for quite a bit. She stayed in for quite a while. Um, so I, I was really, really happy to see Alexa Bliss. Now, as for my predictions, if you guys remember my predictions video, I ended up saying that I predicted Roxanne Perez to win. Roxanne Perez came in at 3. She was the third entrant into the Women's Rumble. She lasted all the way up until the runner-up. So she was her. So it was her, and then it was Charlotte Flair who came back as well. Um, so I almost had that. I almost had that prediction. Um, which would have been crazy. Which honestly, in a way, I kind of figured that Charlotte, of all people, was going to win it. But the fact that my pick was just the one that I just went out on a limb on was a runner up, and she came pretty close to getting Charlotte out of there a couple times, but Charlotte Flair ended up winning it, and now she's going to the main event of WrestleMania after her a long awaited return, and with her being injured and stuff like that. If you guys watched it, you guys seen that she was wearing a knee brace. But yeah, so congratulations to Charlotte Flair on winning the 2025 Women's Royal Rumble. and going to the main event of WrestleMania for either the Women's World Championship or the WWE Women's Championship, whatever one she wants to go for. But yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, Roxanne, she came in number 3, and she was the runner-up in the Rumble when it came down to her and Charlotte Flair. So that's really cool. Okay, so for the next match, it was the 2 out of 3 falls match for the WWE Tag Team Championships. DIY defending against the Motor City Machine Guns. In this match, I did have the Motor City Machine Guns winning, but due to outside interference by the Street Profits, which I thought was interesting. I think the Street Profits are now heels. But yeah, so due to outside interference by the Street Profits, DIY ended up retaining the gold and walked away with the victory and the championships. So I mean, it was a pretty epic match. I'm pretty sure DIY scored the first fall, and then Motor City Machine Gun scored their fall, so it was tied. And then I think due to outside interference, and then the referee distracted. I think that's how DIY was able to score the victory. But even though the Street Profits got involved and they attacked, I think Motor City Machine Guns first, they eventually had their focus on DIY. So I don't think that they intended to actually just go for Motor City Machine Guns. I think they intended to go for both teams. Which, you know, that they're trying to make their mark in the tag team division, so I can understand that. So yeah, so DIY ended up walking out of Rumble still tag team champions. All right, so the third match after the tag team match, it was the undisputed WWE Universal Championship match, winner take all ladder match. It was Cody Rhodes defending the undisputed WWE Universal Championship against Kevin Owens, and for whatever reason, him carrying the Winged Eagle Championship as if he still owns it or whatever. So they came out, they raised the belts above the ring and stuff like that, and then at a certain point in the match, they ended up setting up a bridge. So they had a ladder on the ring and a ladder on the announce table. Kevin Owens went to go for a power driver that he ended up hitting on Cody Rhodes and then hit on Randy Orton a few months back. But Cody ended up reversing it and hit Owens with an Alabama Slam, driving Owens through the ladder, and he looked like he was in pretty rough shape. But before all that though happened, they must have been, I think there was a certain point in the match where actually Sami Zayn ended up coming out to check on Owens and stuff like that, because they ended up having a spot where I think Cody was looking for a suplex, but you know, Kevin Owens ends up reversing it into a Fisherman Brainbuster. Well, they ended up doing that, and then Cody hit a ladder. So then Sami Zayn came out to check on both Rhodes and Owens because he is friends with both of them. But he didn't get involved. Surprisingly enough, he did not get involved in the match. So that's cool. I'm really happy that Sami didn't get involved. Like, I was hoping that he wasn't going to. But after that one spot on the table and stuff like that, Cody got back into the ring, climbed the ladder, and retrieved both the championships. So now, hopefully, this feud is over with. Cody can move on and see exactly who he's going to be facing at WrestleMania. So, with that being said, and also I did get that prediction right. I did say that Cody Rhodes was going to win that. So, score for me. So now we're going to be moving on to the men's Royal Rumble match. All right, so the men's Royal Rumble match. Where do I even begin? It was a pretty good match. I actually enjoyed it. I can't tell you who was first or second, but it was Rey Mysterio and Penta. Rey Mysterio was first, Penta was second, which I feel like we're gonna eventually see a one-on-one match with those two at some point. Because that's a dream come true. Like, even for me, like, after I found out about Penta and AEW, I thought how cool it would be to see him and Rey Mysterio go at it. But we'll see what happens. So Penta was in the ring for quite a while. I'm not sure exactly when he got eliminated, but he did get eliminated like further into the match, closer to the end. And then surprisingly enough, there wasn't a whole lot of entrances. Like, I was expecting, like, with the women's match, like the women's Rumble match, I was expecting like a little bit more, but there was only a couple. So at one point, Joe Hendry ended up coming out, and then I think a little bit further into the match, Akira Tozawa ended up coming out, but he ended up getting attacked. So who does Triple H decide to throw into the Rumble match? He throws in I Showed Speed. So Joe Hendry and I Show Speed were the two special entrances, or whatever you want to call it, into the Rumble match. Which they didn't last very long. I mean, Braun Breaker damn near broke Speed in half with a devastating spear and then just threw him out. But yeah, so Joe Hendry and then I Show Speed, and then if you guys recall, my pick, LA Knight was my pick, and I do believe he was like in the final 5 or 6 until he got eliminated. And then the winner of the match, which I am actually, he was actually one of my picks that I was going to choose if it wasn't going to be LA Knight. He was going to be my pick. So Jey Uso overcame the odds of winning the Rumble, surviving 29 other men, and he did it. So he's going to the main event of WrestleMania, and I'm pretty sure he already chose who he was going to face, because whenever he was getting interviewed by Jackie Redmond, he said that he is going to be world heavyweight champion. So I'm pretty sure we already got Jay's pick for WrestleMania, which is pretty cool. So yeah, so that's the rundown of the Rumble PLE. So if you guys didn't go and enjoy my predictions video, and then if you guys did enjoy the results, let me know in the comments. If you guys want to see more of this, let me know. If you did enjoy it, by leaving a like. If you're new to the channel, if you guys enjoy this kind of content, subscribe, turn the bell notifications on so you guys get notifications about videos and streams, because I do both. And with that being said, I am out, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.